I mean, yeah, of course, because I'm hoping that we get to a third game because again, I'm not a fan of either team. There's no bias here. Just game one was such a one-sided affair that I kind of hope to see a bit of a punch back from Winter Bear, you know. So I hope to. Draft-wise, though, I do prefer CHILLAX's draft. So this is going to be quite maybe a difficult one for them, but still, hopefully we get to see a much bigger fight from them in this game at least.
I mean, the bright side, when you take a look at both of the drafts, right, is that you do have a skirmishy lineup coming out from the side of Winter Bears. It's not as cooldown dependent as something like a Chronosphere or the Exorcism, or even just, that Wukong's Command. But they also are lacking a lot of that lockdown that we talked about, which tends to be pretty important.
No, yeah, it's good that you brought up the skirmishing aspect, and I think that's what Winter Bear need to capitalize on, right? It's the fact that they have some nice synergies from the offlane DK, Blink Initiate with maybe a Sunstrike, and then the early fight of the Gyrocopter. As we see a demonstration of that here in the early portion of the game, but that exactly is what they need to do and replicate post-laning phase. It's that non-committal damage where it's going to be Illuminates, plus Sunstrikes, Gyrocopter damage, on top of a DK initiating. You blow up that one key hero, you have numbers advantage, and then you just kind of plow through your opponent. And if they aren't able to achieve that, my fear is CHILLAX get tanky pretty quickly. So even if they have cooldowns, they're going to have the items to be able to kite and disengage from this damage that we just described. And then it could be difficult for Winter Bears to find kills. But again, there is a window for them to really punish CHILLAX, but it is off the back of a much better laning phase, one that they weren't able to get from game one.
I mean, they've got a decent kind of setup for laning here, right? You've got the, right now, the guys, we literally just did a podcast about this, actually, saying just how strong Coddle is. Again, they were talking a bit more about the mid Coddle, but we are seeing, just the strength of this particular hero being able to, shove out lanes, doing those cooldowns as well, using the Chakra Magic. So I feel like that's, it's a solid plan what you've got in this top lane, especially when you consider that the Dragon Knight will eventually, get that level 6 and put some more pressure down in this lane.
Yeah, the key thing to note here is this lane is very powerful just because of the natural synergies, right? The 2-second or 2.25 second stun of Dragon Tail on DK will ensure that any Illuminate that's hit pre-stun, Void can't time walk that off. So they are going to be able to naturally cut it. So you see it top lane. Yeah, it just happened. Unfortunately, we didn't catch it, but still, that's the idea, right? Where if they together use their spells, Void will struggle to at least have the regen where naturally he dominates these lanes of just dodging it out.
And I guess the nice thing that tags along with this is, right, we have to slow down this Faceless Void. That's going to be a big part of, the draft coming out from CHILLAX. So if you can do that, push him, a little bit later, or not later, but just, put that pressure down, and then also, put pressure on his tower. You can slow down the game a little bit. What else, though, can we see out of this draft that's going to be able to translate out of lanes?
Out of lanes, I hope to see. Oh, come on, MNT, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, he got it. That courier was not surviving.
Of course, it's the Gyrocopter Weaver, right? This is a pretty potent lane. When you see here, Weaver with the bugs, you just throw a rocket from the Gyrocopter, one little flak, and owned me. He's going to go down in bot lane.
Ooh, very far. He's still alive.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
And we had a little bit of a
dual screen situation there with the old production, beautiful stuff. But yeah, that is. Oh,
that is quite the courier there too. Well, what was that Enchantress's courier? It's like a bird or something. I don't think I've seen that one.
The unusual bionic birdie.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, not familiar with that one. But we will have Pleb make his way back to the lane. He's healed up thanks to the salve, so they're going to have to continue with this assault. And again, just, illuminate to the face and the stun. It's a good combo.
He's half HP. It is very satisfying being able to play against the Void and actually remove his HP in a timely fashion. Normally, he just always, he either hates playing against poke damage, and then the burst damage is always running it off, but no. Nice pressure coming from the top lane, and likewise bot. We are seeing Winter Bears enter this laning phase with a bit more, kill threat, a little bit more, desire. Ooh.
I mean, that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a little bit more signs of life, and both of these guys, bottom lane, Onmi sitting very, very low, but just not quite enough damage to finish off the Centaur just yet.
Oh. Okay, MNT, nice lad. He bought a salve, gave it to a centaur, and he starts springing back to base.
And this is also what I like to see. So we actually saw the triangle area for the Radiant stacked very heavily. And last time it was, of course, CHILLAX that was doing it. This time around, we have it coming out for the side of Winter Bears. They've got quite the stacks going on the Radiant side, which will be very nice for the gyrocopter.
Yeah, 100%. The gyrocopter going for this flak build, not putting any points in barrage. It means once laning phase collapses and you want to shift away, you are going to be able to farm up those ancient stacks. Maybe by, let's say minute 8, you're not waiting to get even more levels.
A little bit more pressure being placed on Owned Me. The jump down. Phantasma is going to be the first blood, though. After a lot of skirmishing back and forth from both teams and both sitting very low. Do end up losing the Weaver finally, and MTD is walking all the way back now from that lane, but has been very successful, I'd say.
Yeah, you see mid lanes do this where it's that awkward minute. They don't have a water rune available. It's going into 6 minutes. They want to be able to obviously get it, so they just walk back to base. He only lost about 2 creeps mid, so resource-wise wasn't that bad, and it ensures that he has full regen, full mana, and can take the fight to the 6-minute rune as well.
Yeah,
and stack-wise, Lodine also just invaded, cheeky little Enchantress, took away one of the hard camp stacks, got an aggressive ward out as well. So they will be aware when Gyrocopter does want to shift from this bot lane to the jungle. With that.
Boundless over to the bottom lane again. Phantasma is going to get taken out by this duo here on CHILLAX. Top lane, a little bit more pressure being placed on Kachal. Again, he's a Dragon Knight. He's fairly tanky. He's probably just going to walk it off. That Dragon Blood with 3 points in it, making it so he's not going to be able to get taken down too easily. But a little bit of a rotation towards the mid lane. Still throwing out that tornado. Oh, but maybe next time. Already in position, and they go and drop the exorcism too, as they have another teleport coming out, dewarding as well. So be able to shore up this area, get a courier kill on Pastil.
And also Zoom Zigzag, the keeper light, he TP'd away. He was scared of the dive from MTD, which gives no contest now to this mid lane. Phantasma's having to try and skip it out.
Oh, Zigzag's back. Zigzag's going to be able to do
very
the wave.
Quick. It is a keeper.
He is. He is very swift. He is on a horse. Lodine getting chipped away at. Jump down from maybe next time. And they get that enchant. A good boundless connecting. And Lodine's sitting a bit low though. Need maybe 1 or 2. There it is. It's a kill for Zoom Zigzag.
Happy Zoom Zigzag walked back up the steps, not down, so just so he didn't have the mischance. I was worried for a second, but no. Okay. Tower nearly falls to 1 exo. The power of Death Prophet, of course. You pop the ultimate. As long as there's no creeps there, you're gonna always be able to hit through that tower. Not in denial range yet. That's gonna maybe annoy Winter Bears just a little bit.
On the flip side of that, though,
they need to find.
Oh, I was going to say, they put the pressure on the mid tower, but Kachal realizing that, they've used that exorcism, has put pressure on the top here, using that dragon form. Is in the bottom lane. Reality is getting dove and is going to fall underneath his own tower. Kachal, time dilation, and another bash. They should have the damage this time around to slay the Dragon Knight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No, yeah, it's that mid defense into then CHILLAX quickly punishing the side lane. So I like the fact that they were trying to get more from the side lanes as they see that aggression mid, but it's overstaying their welcome, staying there for an extra, let's say, 10 seconds, and it's that small window of time that the Ench moving top, the Monkey King back bottom, and it just gives them that ability to convert on 2 pretty important kills. And now we get to see Winter Bears move Reality away from bot lane, of course, going into a Vanguard Centaur with that, level 3 Primal Spring Monkey King. As we see it here, Weaver goes down quite easily. This would have been the Gyrocopter if he returned, so he does go to top lane. He does move away.
Yeah, Phantasma having a bit of a rough game this time around. He's had a couple deaths so far, but is allowing for some space, and it is allowing for him to also, try to soak some of these levels when they don't want to necessarily send the gyro over there. What are we looking at here for item timings, though, is the question. Anything big coming up here, T? Oh?
Other than Rarity maybe dying, that's the only big
yeah,
thing.
that seems to be a big thing. As the Chronosphere connects over onto 2, the call down, they'll still end up losing Reality, and it's not looking great here for Pistol as they'll click away. They do end up losing Lodine, though. Chal flapping those dragon wings out, but they have the Spirit Siphon. They still have some of this exorcism going on, too. Turn back around, go and land the stun. Bottom lane, stomp, a double-edged Phantasma squash. And now Kachal, ooh, these ghostly ladies, plus the Crypt Swarm, gives a triple kill now for MTD.
And you mentioned item timings, and unfortunately there isn't really one for me to mention for Winter Bears there. Even after a brief entry to the game where it looked somewhat promising, they've just fallen away with some of these earlier deaths that have occurred. And, you know, look at the Centaur, top net worth now, owned me 2 games in a row. He has become such a consistent player, I feel, in these games, where previous season maybe it was a bit more hit and miss, but he seems to have found his footing within the team. And he's got a Vanguard, another Ring of Health, he's 1,000 gold away from a Blink Dagger. This is a disgustingly fat Centaur who can park himself in front of any tower and prevent any of this early aggression that we needed to see from Winter Bears. And I guess the name of the game is let's get that gyrocopter towards the Ancients. It's not going to look clean, but maybe we need to get some of these stacks going the way of Gyro. At least give him maybe an early BKB or something to stand up in front.
Yeah, that does seem pretty important, that he's able to at least, you know, stand toe-to-toe and dish out some of that damage instead of having to be afraid of just getting continuously locked down. Hood of Defiance
go for
now
one
for
more
Centaur.
stack from... Well, are they going to make the stack? Okay, they made it. All right, this is a humongous stack. And CHILLAX are very aware of it, but they don't have Chrono. They don't have Exo for around about 30 to 45 seconds. They can potentially contest it by, you know, offering up the Centaur who has Hood Vanguard and then chipping behind with maybe the Ench Monkey. But again, it doesn't look like Winter Bears want to take these stacks yet. Reality opting to farm the bottom side of the jungle, using the flat cannon for the double camp stack. Maybe once he completes the Crystallis, he'll move over. Yeah,
look
you
at
see
this
CHILLAX
invasion.
slowly moving in to control this area now.
Do manage to get a little snipe over MTD's courier. Pressure is on, though, here in this mid lane. They pop the Dragon Form, try to nuke down this wave, use the Cuddle Eliminate. MTD does have the Exorcism, but they can see that the team is definitely making things happen. Okay, there it is. There's the Exorcism. They'll go after Kachal, and they'll use the Chronosphere to make sure that he cannot escape. So they'll be able to remove the Dragon Knight here in the mid lane, protect their tower. And,
Oh, no.
the rally creeps, too.
Look at that aura Vanguard hit. Is he strong enough? He wishes he had a chip vest right now, that's for sure.
Look at all this gold. Oh, dear.
Just everyone together. Oh, Winter Bears.
They had stored up for the winter and found that their hoard has been
It's
stolen.
been yoinked away.
There's no hibernation for these bears this winter.
No, that is not what you want to see. And I was really hoping that, again, like, Dota is such a fast-paced game where nowadays making stacks, it's not as simple as make the stacks there ours. Teams naturally scout them out. They always, you know, want to understand where the economy is coming from in their opponent. Here's like Enchantress, Monkey King. They're some of the best at doing this without even dying. And I really wanted to see Winter Bears understand the game was going south and quickly take this resource for themselves and then reset from there. But the fact that they kept stacking it, waiting for it to be some 15-minute, 16-minute, you know, farming expedition, that's way too late in games these days. And yeah, CHILLAX, they kind of laugh at the fact it's there, and now you get to see a 7k net worth Centaur at minute 13.
No. Zoom Zigzag got bashed in the face on the way out. Not gonna be able to teleport, but perhaps they can make something happen here on maybe next time. Starts to try to wind up with the cold snap, going to disrupt him, and that's a nice pick off here, going to the side of Winter Bears.
No, that's good. The fact that he was springing inside, you know, 2 heroes, you gotta kill him there. If he survives there, it's gonna feel so bad. So yeah, good they get that free kill. And now they're looking at finally taking up this top tier 1, but owned me. the raid boss right now. He might not want to give it up. Look, okay, no, he just gives up. It was pretty low. It was like 400 HP.
You got us all excited, like, oh, it's gonna happen.
Mass TP, let's go, boys, you know. But nah, okay. Boo. Want some fight?
Well, we do have the Blink Dagger online now for Ownby, so I assume that we will be seeing more action fairly soon. He's just being patient here with, and I do like this, right? Like we don't talk so much about the vision all the time, but having this Monkey King being able to scout is actually so good. He does have the dust on him too, so you can see them getting into position. It's already going to time lapse the way. And they'll pop the Stampede. Tasma though, he's got his dancing shoes on. He'll hide over here, and a smoke play coming out from the side of Winter Bears. They realize, oh, there are some heroes that will not be able to be a part of this fight, as we see them just rip down all of the Skelly men. A little bit of a deeper dive over here as they'll go and be able to take out Zoom Zigzag. Still trying to just give some clicks off over to Faceless Void. Is over on the side. Had the call down get dropped here by Reality. They'll turn their attention though over here to Pleb. They need to get this lockdown, but they have to be careful as well because they have the Exorcism. That's a lot of damage as Lodine does fall. Couple hits off here over onto MTD. The rest of them will back off. Phantasma, oh, he wants this kill. You can feel how badly he wants to get this Faceless Void. But I don't think he's going to be able to make it this time around. As MTD will back off with the Ghostly Ladies, a little bit less than half. That Exorcism still left.
It's gonna hurt because, you know, they nearly killed the Void, but again, that wasn't really a team fight. That was more of Chillax with 3 and Winter Bear kind of bringing everyone there. And meanwhile, you just have Monkey King farming, you got Centaur farming top. Like this is, or the other way around, sorry. It's, again, Winter Bear, they're gonna feel a little bit disheartened by the fact that they weren't even fighting into the entire force of Chillax and it was a struggle to convert. That's why they smoke up instantly, because they feel it, like they need to get a clean kill. They need to get something to swing the momentum of this game.
Oh, this is looking like a pretty good kill here.
Yeah, and that's the damage that they have. It's like we mentioned at the start, it's the DK initiation into follow-up damage, kite away from the Centaur, execute the other heroes if they're out of position.
Yeah, you can see the power of this skirmishing lineup, but they have to make sure that they're able to find individual pickoffs. That's the difficult thing right now because Chillax, they are very strong. They're 4K ahead right now, and does make things a bit difficult.
No, both teams have opted for very kind of aggressive vision. You see Radiant at the top, you know, these deep Radiant wards inside the Dire Jungle. On the flip side, Chillax, all of their vision's in the Radiant side of the map as well, so if you farm on your own side of the map, you're probably going to be getting ganked. That's the story of the game right now for either team.
Little harass placed over into Lodine, but they're realizing, haven't seen someone else on this map for a little bit, so we're going to back off, and it seems to be the right choice. As you can see, Chillax is very quickly just collapsing over here. They do manage to find themselves this DK, and he's very, very important to their initiation plans. So losing this Dragon Knight is going to make things much more difficult here for Winter Bears.
But I think that, you know, the saving grace is the fact that this entire time we haven't had to mention Reality because he's been farming. Second on the net worth now, potentially going to be overtaking the Centaur. And we didn't really see this in game 1. Winter Bears were super happy to try and bring every hero to every engagement in terms of their comeback mechanism. But this time, it's pretty much 4 heroes versus the world. Reality, please get your BKB and then join. You know, Zoom Zigzag dying bottom. It really doesn't matter to the grand scope of the game right now. Like their one condition that they have is get this BKB on the gyrocopter, make us smoke. Hopefully we kite out the Chronosphere or an Exorcism, take a win fight, and then move to Roshan.
This seems like a little bit of a optimistic play here to jump on the Centaur. He is extremely tanky. But they do force him away. Exorcism's going to get popped in the bottom lane. And they did have that nice RP scout too earlier though, in which they were able to get the jump on the Keeper of the Light, who's been doing a good job with just pushing out these lanes, but it does prove difficult when they have vision. There's Chronosphere.
Okay. Look, this is really good for Winter Bear. We've just, Exo used, Chronosphere used, BKB online gyrocopter. Okay, this could be a really nice smoke up to try and punish that kind of over-aggression and kind of aura of confidence Chillax is exuding in this game, in the way in which they're throwing spells out, you know, just to kill out the support. So
Radiant's middle
Okay, they're even just
know.
going straight Roshan.
Yeah, I was
love
about to
it.
say,
Bold
yeah.
players coming. Why not?
It's taken a little bit though.
Just
not
hold
an
your breath
easier-
whilst they do it, you know? Just hold.
I don't know. I think if you try to hold your breath while they try to take this Roche, you may fall over, T. But
I've already fallen over. This is actually a really nice play. I'm casting from the floor. But the fact that they have, no Chrono, no Exo, you get an Aegis. This is now going to allow you that buffer time to fight into the next Chrono. So beautiful stuff from Winterbear. This is, takes some discipline to be able to try and make that call. But yeah.
oh, they
respect it.
found
Good stuff.
themselves a monkey. This is looking good here for the Winterbear. And they'll get a nice quick pick off and put some pressure on the tier 2. You can see the teleports are coming out though. They do have the
Radiant's bottom
center
tower
over
is
here.
under attack. Dire's
More teleports
top
coming
is
in.
under attack.
Along, okay, there's it is. They're stomp forward. They're gonna try to burst down reality. So follow up. It's a lot of damage on this DK. Oh my goodness, he is gonna pop it on the back line. So is that Aegis over on the gyrocopter. Pastel running for his life. Gyro coming right back up again. Get a couple of these nice bashes. We'll end up losing Pestle, and it's not looking good here for reality. Despite popping that BKB, he is going to fall, and Phantasma is gonna have to just Sakuchi out of there.
Oh.
You know, it was a good. You're so sad. It was a good play, right? The idea was good. They went and they got themselves the Roche, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
they brought the team to this fight, and
yeah, you see here, right, in the replay, it's that you get the Aegis, you have the confidence to try and make an aggressive play, but unfortunately going straight towards the tier 2, hitting it, both the gyrocopter and the DK in range of a single stun, no creeps there. It was a little bit too charismatic, and that is pretty much the only way in which you allow CHILLAX to take a good fight into you. Hiya. Hi to you too. That was a great stump. That was the Centaur, by the way. Yeah, they just kind of threw away that nice little comeback mechanism that they had, unfortunately, and now instantly into bot lane with the Exo. Yeah.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that they also didn't have the Keeper of the Light there. Zigzag was not close by at that time. Just even like a Blinding Light might have been able to do enough work. They could have just disengaged, right, when CHILLAX, they just jumped on them. But Fireball being placed over onto the ground. Pleb continuing to swale away on the buildings. Does have the Chronosphere should they need it. And do have the backdoor protection kicking in. So they're going to have to work a little bit harder now that the Exo is down. Zigzag just continuously to put out those eliminates, but the creeps are joining into the building now. Jump forward, but the Lotus Orb will be able to protect as they're looking. Get the Chronosphere over onto the back lines. They just chase after the Dragonite. He is toast, and they're going to end up losing Pestle too, so there's no Invoker. Reality is BKB has run out. They jump onto the gyrocopter, and he just cannot stay alive as Zigzag gets ripped apart by Pleb. And the bottom racks, down she goes.
That pesky backdoor, but yeah, you see the line drawn. It's CHILLAX, they don't need to reset. They go straight to mid lane, grab the creep wave, move in, and you're really seeing this the lack of damage coming out from Winterbear. Like, sure, you're seeing nearly 6k done, but it's just not enough to eat through, especially when the majority of that damage is either a DP siphoning, regenning in the fight, an Ench healing back up with the Nature's Attendants, or the Void just time walking it off. So it is kind of empty damage being thrown out right now, and yeah, CHILLAX barrel on to the next tower. Exo up once again.
I mean, Zigzag, he's just continuously trying to put out... Okay, maybe, perhaps they can get enough damage over onto this Faceless Void. Oh no, it was so close there. You saw the Weaver on the back lines. He really wanted this kill. Phantasma is going to have to time-lapse, run himself away. As the rest of Winterbear trying to figure out how do we get in here. We don't want to initiate over onto the Centaur. He's just far too tanky. Just gonna have to keep relying on the Keeper of the Light, perhaps, although they do jump over onto the back lines. They get a decent amount of damage over onto MTD. The follow-up with that Lotus Orb. Couple of hits will turn their attention back over onto Own Me. Are they finally gonna get it? Yes, they are. They're gonna finally take down the Centaur, and the chase is on. Maybe next time. Nice Boundless will slow them down. They really want this Death Prophet, but the blink is back up. They get the stun. EMP is going to get dropped on top of it, plus that Vessel charge. As Pleb joining back in. He's sitting a little low, though. A good stop, though, coming out from Own Me over onto 2. They'll end up losing Pleb though over on the other side, as maybe next time will fall to Reality, but Reality, he's going to fall himself, as now they're trying to get off some more damage over onto Own Me, over onto Lodine. Toss up into the air, they've got it enough here. Kachal sitting so very low, a big Illuminate coming through. Yes, Zoom Zigzag finally gonna be able to take down over here, and now the chase is on Lodine. They'll finally get it. All right, they will finally manage to get a team wipe over onto CHILLAX.
Ooh, all right. A team wipe and a couple diebacks. That was, 7 kills going the way of Winterbear. The Ench and the Centaur, both with a little dieback. And I didn't expect CHILLAX to overplay their hand in this series after game 1 with the discipline that they had, but no, yeah, this is a moment of relaxation where they get a little bit giddy going for the second racks. They disengage, but not perfectly that cleanly. And yeah, Winterbear done a really good job. Yeah, we could not see here. Lil Pleb's positioning. In game 1, this was a tiny, standing still, A-clicking the buildings. This game, it's a nearly die void into a kind of a clutch disengage. But yeah, no. And then yeah, we see here again the chase down, right? There was actually a slight misplay where Centaur, with his buyback, he TPs, then stampedes, instead of stampeding, then TPing. That didn't allow the Death Prophet, sorry, my brain just lagged for a second, to actually disengage from the damage and then reset. It killed her off. And again, small things, but overall, yeah, Winterbear, very good to punish CHILLAX and to chase them down, killing off, again, both the Centaur and the Ench twice.
Kachal sat so very low here for so long, too. It's actually ridiculous.
He's hugging Enchantress just so he doesn't take damage from the impeders.
Uh-oh.
And
What?
Omi's like, I don't need my monitor anymore. I'm gonna play blind, actually. I'm gonna, just gonna use the sense of the game rather than actually see how I'm stumping.
That is the next level play here.
Oh.
No, seeing signs of life, though, coming out from Winterbear. It's throwing me off because their name is Winterbear, and I keep wanting to be like Winter Bears. And we do have the Ignus Patus, which is a pretty decent team fight spell because it's going to make sure that they can take down maybe next time. They're dragging back over onto MTD, and it's still going, though. They didn't manage to take it down. A heal coming out from Coddle. It's going to be able to keep them alive a little bit longer, but these ghosts are doing so much damage. Reality, he just needs to click on something. He's not going to be able to finish off this Death Prophet. And again, Phantasma, he gets very, I don't want to say he's greedy, but he smells blood in the water and he wants to kill, but has to be careful.
God, CHILLAX they just don't stop. They just keep, they're running at you, they're using spells. If they have long cooldowns on their spells, but with how long these fights are drawn out and how kind of weird positions they're in, it's allowing CHILLAX to keep going and going and going. So every time Winterbears finally turns the tide, gets a key kill, gets a little bit of a wipe, CHILLAX is running back at them, and Winterbears, unfortunately, again, wasn't in position to save the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter very far out by himself, but yeah, this is... Whew. If you're ever out of position, CHILLAX are going to run 5 heroes at you. I think that's kind of the takeaway from the series so far.
Pressure being placed on the tier 2 top. You can see that Kachal. They're hiding over here in the corner, Pleb. It's gonna keep going back and forth. Hop down here. They really would love to jump at the Coddle, but it's a beautiful, just grabbing. And on the back lines, they end up losing MTD. So this Ignus Patus is doing quite a bit of damage. So it keeps pushing them back down. This Enchantress is gonna be slept. It's gonna take too much damage, as is maybe next time. So Winterbear finding the opening, getting the kill on 3.
Yeah, nice stuff. Just so defensively positioned, things have to go right. And now they've come over across the hurdle of where's the damage. We saw it there, right? It's the Cataclysm.
Okay, this Lotus up. They gotta get over there fast enough. They have to be careful. Again, he does have that double damage, and Own Me sitting very close behind, waiting to protect him if necessary. No Chronosphere though. Roche obviously not up. They'll make a jump, though, over onto the center, but over onto the back lines. Okay, they've got the Tornado. Own Me can't seem to decide. Does he want to go in? Does he not want to go in? BKB getting popped here from the Gyrocopter as they're hunting for Pleb. Pleb going to the low ground. Oh, Pestle. They have the vision. They had a sentry in place. but perhaps they can kill off this Faceless Void. Can they keep him in place long enough is the question. They don't seem to have the tools. As the Chronosphere is now up, Fireball getting placed on the ground, just trying to put any damage that they can, but it's not looking good. The Gyrocopter, he is going to fall now as Kachal runs for his life, does have the blink up. Looks like he should be able to make it out. They dust step over onto Phantasma. He is going to use that time lapse to run away. Plenty of sentries in place as Zoom Zigzag dropping that Ignis. The Will-O-Wisp piece should be able to escape here, but it's not looking good for Phantasma. He tried the best he could, but they had the vision, and now there's just a Faceless Void breaking the buildings in your base.
Yeah, you can see from Lil Pled's itemization, like he clearly identified what the only way he would die is, right? It's that DK stun into then maybe a Gyrocopter rocket with like a Cataclysm and everyone hitting him. He goes for a third item Lincoln Sphere, and you can see in these fights, he has no fear of death. Only a poor time walk or a misplaced, a wasted Chronosphere is going to maybe put him in a dying position. But yeah, this is just use the big spells and take the base. They don't think they can do anything.
They kill Zoom Zigzag. It's going to be the Cataclysm. Oh, they get Lil Pleb here. So maybe next time. It doesn't matter. They called the GG, but at least, they got the chance to put up one last fight.
Yeah. And this was a game which had glimmers of hope, and I think you could see some of the strengths of Winter Bears and some of the kind of the quirkier plays, going straight for the Roshan and stuff. But